17 more toughest job interview questions and advanced answers. Hello and welcome back to Career Stimuli. I'm Jabulo, your career guide and mentor. If you're chasing a job opportunity and want to stand out from the competition, then this video is exactly what you need. Today, we're tackling 17 more of the toughest and most common interview questions, answering them with precision, strategy, and professionalism. If you want to sharpen your ability to communicate your value as a detail-oriented, resourceful professional with a master's degree, and demonstrate skills like critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and effective communication, you're in the right place. Stay tuned, watch all the way through, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell to never miss career-boosting insights from Career Stimuli. Let's hit some questions. There we go. 1. Can you explain a complex concept to someone without your background? Why it's asked. Employers want to test your communication skills, especially your ability to simplify complex information, crucial for teamwork and leadership. How to answer. Pick a technical or complex topic from your education or work. Show how you break it down logically, use analogies, and ensure understanding. Brilliant sample answer. Yes, I can explain a complex concept to someone without background. For example, during my master's research, I developed an advanced statistical model to analyze employee engagement data. When presenting to non-technical stakeholders, I used everyday analogies, like comparing data trends to weather patterns, to make the findings accessible. I also emphasized visual storytelling and encouraged questions to confirm understanding. This approach ensured alignment across departments and facilitated effective decision-making. Solution tip. Practice distilling complex ideas into simple language. This showcases your active listening, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal skills. 2. How do you stay updated with industry trends? Why it's asked. This question evaluates your self-motivation, adaptability, and continuous learning mindset. How to answer. Discuss your strategies, professional development, networking, conferences, publications. Brilliant sample answer. To stay updated with industry trends, I subscribe to leading journals and newsletters like Harvard Business Review and attend industry webinars regularly. I'm also an active member of professional associations related to organizational development. During my master's program, I made it a habit to analyze emerging trends critically, integrating them into my projects to ensure relevance and innovation. Solution tip. Show that you're proactive, resourceful, and committed to lifelong learning. Tell me about a time you went above and beyond. Why it's asked. Interviewers seek to understand your initiative and accountability beyond basic responsibilities. How to answer. Use a star example where you exceeded expectations or took on extra responsibility. Brilliant sample answer. There is a noticeable moment where I went above and beyond with my work. In my last internship, I noticed a recurring gap in employee onboarding feedback. Without being asked, I designed a survey and analyzed results, then presented actionable recommendations to HR. This led to a revamped onboarding process that improved new hire satisfaction scores by 20%. Solution tip. Quantify your impact and emphasize self-motivation and problem-solving. 4. Describe your work style. Why it's asked. They want to see if your approach fits the team and company culture. How to answer. Be honest but positive. Highlight structure, collaboration, and flexibility. Brilliant sample answer. My work style is a blend of detail-oriented planning and collaborative adaptability. I prioritize clear communication and set milestones to keep projects on track, but I remain flexible to feedback and shifting priorities. Solution tip. Match your work style to the company's environment based on your research. 5. How do you handle mistakes? Why it's asked. Employers want to assess accountability and resilience. How to answer. Here you need to share a specific example emphasizing learning and corrective actions. Brilliant sample answer. I am accountable to handle mistakes. Early in my master's research, I misinterpreted a data set which impacted initial conclusions. After identifying the error, I transparently communicated it to my advisor and revised my analysis. This experience sharpened my critical thinking and reinforced the importance of accountability. Solution tip. Focus on growth mindset and problem solving. 6. How do you manage multiple deadlines? Why it's asked. They're testing time management and prioritization skills. How to answer. Explain systems or tools you use and how you maintain quality. Brilliant sample answer. To handle deadlines, I use digital tools like Trello and calendar blocking to map out deadlines and milestones. I prioritize tasks by impact and urgency, communicate proactively with stakeholders about progress, and remain adaptable to changes. Solution tip. Demonstrate organizational skills and effective communication. 7. What would your previous manager say about you? Why it's asked. To gain insight into your interpersonal skills and professional reputation. How to answer. Share positive feedback with examples aligned with job keywords. Brilliant sample answer. My previous manager praised my resilience and detail-oriented approach, noting that I consistently took initiative to improve workflows and foster teamwork. They appreciated my ability to communicate complex ideas clearly and manage conflict constructively. Solution tip. Be honest and specific to build credibility. 8. Tell me about a time you had to learn something quickly. Why it's asked. Employers want to understand adaptability and self-motivation. How to answer. Use a story that shows how you efficiently acquired skills or knowledge. Brilliant sample answer. The time when I needed to learn something quickly is when transitioning into a digital human resource role, I had to master new software in a short time. I created a focused learning plan, leveraged online courses, and sought peer mentoring. Within weeks, I was able to train colleagues, improving team productivity. Solution tip. Emphasize initiative and effective learning strategies. 9. How do you resolve conflicts within a team? Why it's asked. They want to gauge your conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, and teamwork skills. How to answer. Describe a situation where you mediated effectively and maintained collaboration. Brilliant sample answer. To handle conflict in a team, I use 3 pillars: conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, and teamwork skills. For example, in one project, 2 team members disagreed over resource allocation. I facilitated a meeting where each voiced concerns while I practiced active listening. We collaboratively prioritized tasks based on business impact, which restored trust and kept us on track. Solution tip. Focus on empathy, communication, and collaboration. 10. What is your greatest professional achievement? Why it's asked. Employers want to hear measurable success and your personal contribution. How to answer. Quantify impact and highlight leadership or problem solving. Brilliant sample answer. My greatest achievement was leading a team to redesign an employee engagement survey that increased response rates by 35% and provided actionable insights that reduced turnover by 10%. This project leveraged my research skills, collaboration, and strategic communication. Solution tip. Use numbers and results to give credibility. 11. How do you stay motivated when tasks are repetitive? Why it's asked. They want to know your self-motivation and attitude. How to answer. Explain mindset and techniques to stay engaged. Brilliant sample answer. I stay motivated even if the tasks are repetitive. I focus on the bigger picture and how my work contributes to team success. I also set small goals and reward myself for milestones. When possible, I look for ways to improve processes to add variety and efficiency. Solution tip. Show proactive attitude and self-motivation. 12. How do you incorporate feedback into your work? Why it's asked. To assess your growth mindset and accountability. How to answer. Show that you seek feedback and adapt quickly. Brilliant sample answer. I view feedback as a gift, a time to learn and growth. To incorporate feedback into my work, I listen carefully to colleagues, my team, and ask clarifying questions, and reflect on how to implement changes effectively. For example, after feedback on my presentation skills, I joined a public speaking group which improved my confidence and clarity. Solution tip. Give concrete examples of growth. 13. What skills would you like to develop? Why it's asked. They want to know your self-awareness and growth orientation. How to answer. Identify skills relevant to the role and your career. Brilliant sample answer. I'm eager to deepen my expertise in data analytics and strategic workforce planning to better inform leadership decisions. My master's degree laid the foundation, and I'm committed to continuous learning through courses and applied projects. Solution tip: align development goals with company needs. 14. How do you approach decision-making? Why it's asked: they're testing your critical thinking and problem-solving. How to answer: explain your process using logic and collaboration. Brilliant sample answer: I gather relevant data, analyze risks and benefits, and consult stakeholders. I prioritize decisions that align with strategic goals and take accountability for outcomes. Solution tip: demonstrate a balance of analysis and collaboration. 15. Describe a time when you had to adapt to significant change. Why it's asked: they want to see adaptability and resilience. How to answer: tell a story where you embraced change and contributed positively. Brilliant sample answer: when our organization shifted to remote work, I quickly adapted by developing new digital communication routines and helped teammates overcome tech challenges, maintaining productivity and morale. Solution tip: show you're a change agent. 16. What makes you unique compared to other candidates? Why it's asked: they want to see your value proposition. How to answer: highlight your unique blend of skills, education, and mindset. Brilliant sample answer: my master's education combined with practical experience makes me both analytical and people-focused. I bring strong emotional intelligence alongside data-driven decision-making, ensuring solutions are human-centered and effective. Solution tip: be authentic and confident. 17. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why it's asked: employers want to know your ambition and alignment. How to answer: show commitment and realistic growth plans. Brilliant sample answer: in 5 years, I see myself in a strategic leadership role, contributing to organizational growth through innovative HR practices and leading high-performing teams. Solution tip: align your vision with company's trajectory. Thank you for joining Career Stimuli. I'm Jabulo, and I hope these insights and advanced answers help you master your next interview. Remember to like, comment your toughest question, subscribe, share with friends, and hit that notification button for more career-transforming content. Until next time, keep being resourceful, resilient, and relentlessly focused on your growth.